on the supplementary demands for grants. That is the first batch of supplementary demands for grants for 2022-23, and also the excess expenditure which was already done in the year 1920. Madam Chairperson, this is the first batch of supplementary demands for grants for an amount of 4.3 lakhs crores of rupees as additional grant to be given for the expenditure. That means it is more than 10% of the total budget allocation for the year 2022-2023. Madam, it includes 75 grants and 6 appropriations. And it is being learned that out of the 4.36 lakh crores of supplementary demands for grants, the net cash outflow is just 3.25 lakh crores of rupees. What is the expectation of the government of having 1.10 lakh crores of rupees as an additional income by means of savings, enhanced receipts and recoveries, that is aggregating to 1.10 lakh crores of rupees? Madam, we all know that for the financial year, the total budgetary allocation for the expenditure was 39.45 lakh crores of rupees. Now you are demanding a further demand of 4.36 lakh crores of rupees, out of which 1.09 lakh crores are for the fertilizer subsidy. We are not opposing it. We fully agree with, and the reason why which the government is coming forward is because of the war in East Europe. Because of that, the prices of all these soil nutrients and their feedstocks have increased like anything. That is the reason by which this 1.09 lakh crores of rupees have to be additionally given as the fertilizer subsidy, as well as 80,448 crores of rupees as a major grant for food subsidy and additional allocation under the Prime Minister's Gramin Kalyan Anna Yojana scheme. Madam, and further it is very interesting to see that the fiscal deficit you have shown in the budget estimate, or its target is just 6.4% of the total GDP. If that be the case, I would like to ask 2 pertinent questions to the Honorable Finance Ministers. The number one, what is the sanctity of your budget proposals for the year 2022-23? Why? Because the total budget allocation was 39 point something lakh crores of rupees, and within 2 quarters you are coming with a supplementary demand for grant, which is more than 10% of the total allocation. So what is the budgetary principles by which the proposals were made during the budget announcement in the month of February, and immediately coming with a major allocation means it cannot be justified at any cost? And the second pertinent question is how you are able to contain the fiscal deficit as per the target of 6.4% after an additional expenditure of 4.3 lakh crores. Madam, regarding the sanctity of the budget, last time also I have mentioned the same point. The Public Accounts Committee has already expressed their displeasure and concern over the lack of foresight in effective monitoring and the bad planning on the part of the budget controlling authorities of various ministries and departments in preparing the budget estimates as well as the supplementary demands for grants. The Public Accounts Committee reiterated that the need for a scrupulous scrutiny of the budget proposals, rigorous monitoring of expenditure, and strict compliance of the financial rules to eliminate the possibility of excess expenditure, underspend, and wrongful appropriation. This is the reiterated proposal of the Public Accounts Committee. But even after that, proper planning and effective monitoring mechanism is highly lacking in the fiscal system so as to have a disciplined budget system in our country. Sir, it is being learned that even the Finance Ministry has written to all the ministries and departments that in order to weed out all the infructuous and inflationist funding requests as well as the savings from their own budget allocations before making any request. But it is quite unfortunate to note that even after all these things, Public Accounts Committees, ministries, specific recommendations are there, but still there is no proper monitoring, no proper planning. That is the reason by which this much of supplementary demands for grants is coming again and again. So I urge upon the government to adhere to the strict compliance of financial rules and directions of the PAC to avoid these type of sub-SDGs. Sir, Madam, recurrent SDGs within the 2 quarters, more than 10% shows the inefficiency in planning and monitoring the fiscal system. And this is the first point which I would like to make. And the second question, once again, I would like to ask to the Honorable Minister, when we are spending 4.36 lakh crores of rupees as an additional grant or additional demand, how you are able to maintain the fiscal deficit to the target of 6.4%, it is unimaginable. It is not able to contain, and seeking a logical explanation from the Honorable Finance Minister. Then coming to the various demands in the supplementary demands for grants, Madam, it is an accepted fact that India is one of the world's fastest growing economy in the world. But that is in the year 2022. But though India is a fastest growing major economy in the world, it is quite unfortunate to note that the economy or the financial system in our country, that we are weakening the basic economic fundamentals. So, Madam, I would like to flag out one of the four issues. Number one is the inflation and the price rise. It is seen that though we are having a major economy and fastest growing economy, but the inflation is rising above 6%. The price rise is the resulting effect of the inflation. The common people, the Aam Aadmi, is being badly hit because of the price rise, because all the essential commodities, prices rocketed like anything, and the common people are finding it very difficult to meet the two ends. And therefore, one side, you are rising the oil prices, petrol, diesel, natural gas, cooking gas, and all these things, and even kerosene. And the other side, you are having this Ujjwala scheme. So it is quite contradictory. So the common people are suffering due to the price rise, and you are always talking for the Aam Aadmi, but it is not being reflected. Madam, please. It is not being reflected in the economic policies of the country. So I would like to urge upon this is immediate attention. Immediate steps are required to combat inflation and the price rise thereon. And regarding, Madam, the second point which I would like to flag is the unemployment. It is not even heard in the independent India. That is the latest figures which got to show, the CMI latest report, unemployment rate is at 8.3% in August 2022. Vacancies are piling up in ministries and departments, and the government has given a big announcement, that is a PR department has given that PLI scheme to create 60 lakh additional jobs within the next 5 years. The productivity-linked incentive scheme will create 60 lakh jobs. That is unimaginable. Things are being promised after that. And another point is regarding the rich and poor divide and the poverty. Madam, I'm not going to the statistical data of the poverty, the global hunger index. If you examine, India is in a very pathetic condition when the people or the corporates are becoming the world's third largest, richest person in this country. At the same time, the poverty is also increasing, like that malnutrition also increasing. So, Madam, I am concluding that when we talk about the ease of doing business, when we give incentives to the corporates, it is to be taken care of the poor people in the country. So more social welfare schemes have to be implemented, for which more allocation is required. With these words, I conclude. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Shukriya, Madam.